Welcome back, painting friends. Today we're going to paint some cone flowers. Colors you're going to need are blue, white, I've got green and yellow together for my grass, yellow, orange, brown, regular green, and then a dark pink and purple. I always keep my same brushes at my studio, my 1-inch flat brush, my 10-6 and 1 round brush. Don't forget to have a cup of water and a rag for keeping those brushes clean. So let's go ahead and get started. For my background, I'm going to start with a lot of white and a little bit of blue. And I'm just going to make a line that's just above my halfway point. And I'm just going to kind of fill that in messy. Maybe I want a couple areas that it looks like there are some clouds, so I might just add a little bit of extra white in those areas. But I am really just kind of keeping that kind of messy. You can wipe that brush off. I don't have to wash it off. And then that green and yellow area on my canvas or on my palette, I'm just going to mix those colors in. And I'm just going to kind of paint back and forth with that really light green color. And then as I move down towards the base of my canvas, I'm going to start to add just plain green in it. So it'll get just a little bit darker as I move down the canvas. All right, I'm going to let this dry. When I come back, I'm going to lay out where those flowers are going to go. All right, I do have a dry background, so let's go ahead and lay out our flowers. So I'm going to grab my number 10 round brush, and I'm going to start with some brown paint. I'm going to create the tops of the flower. So I'm just going to make a line straight across and a bump on top, okay? And you can make as many flowers as you want, but you do kind of want to start with that same shape. I'm going to put another one right here. I like to have things in odd numbers. So I really try hard to keep things in odd numbers. So I have a choice of just kind of keeping it at 3 here, or maybe adding like 3 smaller ones kind of off to the side. I think I'll add 3 smaller ones just so I take up the whole canvas. Once we have those on there, I'm going to go ahead and grab some white paint just to kind of lay out where all my petals are going to go. I'm going to show you one. I'll show you this one right up here, and then I'm going to do all the rest of them the exact same way. So I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to use the tip of it like this and pull it up. So I've got like that point on the bottom, and then as I pull it up, I'm going to kind of press my bristles down so that it gets a little bit wider. So the goal is to kind of have it pointy at the tip and then getting wider at the base. And these can kind of overlap a little bit. They don't all have to be the exact same length. Maybe some on the sides are going to be skinnier because it's kind of turning away from us. Okay, so I have all of these done. And then while this is still a little bit wet, I'm going to go on in here and I'm going to add a little bit of dark pink behind it. Like these are going to be the bottom sides behind it. So you'll see just a couple of little dark pink areas popping through. And those are the backs of the petals behind it. And then I can take some white and that darker pink color, mix it together to make it a lighter pink. And I can make some of these top ones a lighter pink. I can go right on in there. And take a little bit of purple and maybe add just a small amount of purple to a couple of these edges. And when I add that purple again, I'm still just using my number 10 round brush. I'm going to wipe it off and I'm just going to start back at the base again. Kind of press it down and pull it in so that it really blends nicely. Okay, so now that you've seen that, I'm going to go ahead and knock all of these other 5 guys out. I really love how those flowers came out. I'm going to go in here with my number 1 round brush. I'm going to grab some brown, green, and purple. Okay, so I've got brown, green, and purple on my brush, and I'm just going to go down here in this corner and kind of add a little bit of shadow. So I'm just taking that brush and kind of, I mean, really, it's super messy. There's no wrong way to do this unless you're trying to make it nice and neat. Add a little bit of shadow down here. And then I'm going to go in with my number 10 round brush, same thing, brown, green, and purple. Now the reason I'm putting purple in there is it's going to really kind of mix in well with the green and kind of subtly change it from green to a little bit more of an earthy color. And it's going to give it a little shadow color. So I've got those colors on there, the number 10 round brush, and I'm going to make my stems. And so my stems of these are essentially all going to be kind of coming down to this dark area right down here. I'm going to go in with a little bit of that yellow green and mix it to that dark color I just made. So that really dark green, I'm going to add some of the yellow green to it to lighten it up just a little bit. And I'm just going to add a little bit of that on there. So still got my number 10 round brush. I'm going to add a little bit of that light green. I'm going to take those greens and I'm just going to add a couple of leaves. And these are going to be long and skinny. So I'm going to start kind of here and kind of just pull down and press until it goes into the flower stem. And I'm going to go with that light green and add a little bit to the tops of each of those. I'm going to go in with a little bit of yellow and put just a super light top highlight of yellow on top of these also. Now I'm going to go in with my number 6 round brush, and I'm going to take orange and yellow. So I've got orange and yellow, and watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of stamp that right on there. Which I think that orange is a little bit too bright, so I'm going to mix some brown in with my orange just to kind of tone it down a little bit. I want it to be more of an earthy orange than a really bright, vibrant orange. Let's try that. right down here at the base, right where it meets up with the flower, I'm going to add a little bit of dark brown. Just kind of connect the flower to take a small amount of white on my number 6 round brush and just add a couple of really gentle white highlights. And there we have it. When you're finished, you pick a color that's going to show up well on your canvas and sign your name. I always put my initials in the bottom right corner. Make sure that you take a picture and you post it to my Facebook page, Painting with a Purpose. It's the only way I get to see what you're making at home. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Painting with a Purpose, so you're kept up to date on all of my tutorials. And remember, as always, stay kind, stay creative, and stay safe. Have a great day, friends. Bye now.